Good morning, everyone. I'm sitting here with Mia and Jada, who are two colleagues who are multi-talented. Not only are they, uh, how would you say it, they are well versed in their culture. They are both Native American. They both enjoy, doing beadwork. For some of them, it's been kind of a recent development, putting together, we're starting off with jewelry. First of all, Mia, did you make the earrings you have on?
So Jada actually made my earrings.
Lovely, I'm telling you. So it's a lovely kind of shoulder duster hanging. So, Jada, when you make a pair of earrings, do you think of a person while you're making them, or do you just make them because they're beautiful?
I do. I think of what they usually wear most of, colors, and what I think would look good.
Now, both of you have had jewelry featured on our website, and of course, it sells very well. I mean, we haven't ever had a thing on the Native American jewelry section that's just been there forever. So, when you're making just for the general public and not for your friend and colleague, do you still kind of have a person in mind when you're putting jewelry together?
I think I more have the jewelry in mind. Like, I have a vision of what I want to do, and I kind of execute that through like the colors and the beads, and then sometimes I do it as I'm going. Because I always start with the color or I start with the row, and then I think about what can I add to make this like pop a little more or make it a little bit more different.
Nice, nice. How about yourself, Jada?
I usually just do a wide variety because everyone is different and like different things, but it usually goes around what I like.
So I see that you brought some items with you that you do use to create your jewelry. For instance, what is this white material?
So this white material is Pellin. It's what you use to bead on. And the great thing about Pellin is that it has two sides. And this side actually has little glue spots. So once you can iron it, it melts onto like a patch or...
Oh, stabilizer.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a nice thing about it. And it's so easy to go through because with hide it's a little hard to work with. With this you can do like a running stitch or kind of tack down a little bit easier. With hide it's like a whole different
Exactly.
ballpark.
Also a different weight too.
Yeah.
This has a kind of a different weight to it. Does it come in varying thicknesses, or is it just this one thickness?
It's just this one thickness. Yep.
And that seems to work universally for whatever you're making. Besides earrings, there's also bolos, bracelets, barrettes, belts. Yeah, we could go on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of uses for it.
Oh, nice. And then, is there a preference in the size beads that you both use? I mean, especially for the person who's starting out, do you recommend that they start out with like a 10, which is larger than an 11, and which is larger than a 12, instead of just launching straight into the little bead? Is it better to start with the bigger bead?
I recommend working with 11s because it's the most common, and usually when you go places, that's the most that they sell are 11s, and it's right in the middle between large and small beads.
I would suggest somebody to use 11s. 10s would be easier to use, but once you're kind of used to working with something, it's hard to get into another size. And I feel like she said, 11s are really universal. There's a lot of colors there, different types, and you'll be using them for a little bit longer, I feel like.
So do you both prefer the stringing kind of beadwork, or do you prefer the beading onto a surface, and creating larger surfaces? I mean, what is the preferred?
I specialize in ones like these 'cause she's better at doing the tack down, and I specialize in lanyards and keychains. And she's good.
Now, for folks who don't know, lanyards are the kind of like the bolo tie that you wear around your neck, and you can hang like a badge or your keys or whatever off of it. And that kind of beadwork technique is wrapping, isn't it? Where you just wrap it around there and then tie it off to secure it.
Yeah.
You see that a lot in hospitals.
Yeah.
That's very popular. I know our own Yvette, Dr. Rubidoux, had a couple of stethoscopes done by
Oh,
Prairie Edge, so yeah, so making us famous, wherever hospitals are. So yeah, yeah. And then when it comes to like thread, so I have a 9-year-old granddaughter, and she likes to use that stretchy string because she strings stuff. She doesn't want to learn how to do beadwork just yet. She wants to evolve later on. But she likes that stretchy string because she likes to make bracelets and things like that. Is that something you would use, or what would you recommend?
I would use a stretchy string only on if I'm making like a single band bracelet, kind of like this. But as far as like earrings go, I probably use for something like this, I probably use like Fireline or D-thread, because Fireline or D-thread is gonna be really thick. And I also use D or B to tack stuff down. But if you're brick stitching, you want to use a thinner thread like B or O, just so it doesn't create so much tension for it to
Do you
break apart.
still wax your string when you're, doing beading on Helen, or is that not necessary?
Sometimes, if the string is giving me some trouble, I'll wax the thread, but I don't do it all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hardly do.
So really it's about developing your own technique as you're going along. I mean, I know there's a YouTube video for everything, every single thing now. So you can YouTube video demonstrations on how to do jewelry. But do you feel like you learn better from that, or you learn better from somebody who actually sits down and does it with you?
Um, I feel like I learn better with somebody in the room, but unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of teachers around me, so I had to learn from YouTube videos, which that works too. You
Sure.
kind of learn to know what they're doing, but I just find it easier to have like an in-person example, because then you can
Yes.
ask like 10 billion questions,
Right.
and they're there to help you with
Right,
that.
and that's really, really, kind of a historical thing too. Some elder or some older sibling would sit down with you and show you all the techniques. And do you feel eventually you're going to develop your own style, like your own signature style? There's a signature bead. A lot of bead workers, when they're doing bead work, there'll be like a certain color or a certain little design they'll do in there. That's their signature bead. When it comes to jewelry making, do you feel like you're going to evolve in a direction where it will be your signature style?
Yeah. I think
Good.
once I get into it more because right now I like doing different things and working with different things to see what I can make.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she
Wow.
has a lot of earthy colors, I can tell. Earthy and cute.
Yes.
Versus the bling bling.
Yeah.
I once had an elder man tell me that. He said, the young ladies more and more at the powwows, he said, are wearing flashier and flashier. He said, then that way you can say, look at me from outer space. So, and they are lovely, lovely,
They are
really.
gorgeous.
Every single thing I've ever seen through here, as far as, the handcrafted jewelry, has always just been lovely and spectacular. And you can tell there's a lot of care that goes into it. Savannah gave me these for Christmas last year.
Those are gorgeous.
Yes, I love them, with the little delicate, ding, ding, ding all day
Yeah.
long. I love it.
And the
So,
colors.
yeah, so, yeah, I feel like she kind of captured my essence.
Yeah.
I know, I was staring at them this morning.
Anywho, thank you very much for sitting down with us.
Yes,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. Thank
All
right.
you.
Thank you.